Hello everyone, George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape here. And today we're bringing you on a not so exciting adventure out in the middle of nowhere where this fella from the big city wants some stuff put in. So I'm going to read you this little email thing that's gone back and forth. Please see the attached for a revised sketch. Sorry for the confusion with my directions. For the most part, I'm adding 25 foot of length to the area that will be covered by rock. The only area that I'd like frame is in the middle area of the three rectangles. That is where I'd like the pea gravel added as well, so I can have tents pitched there. So, okay. The other two areas don't need to be framed. For the fire pit, I can send you the pitch shell, and I have added I purchased it from Amazon, have it delivered to your location. Also, I'd like to have 4 sitting rocks positioned so they are aligned with the compass points north, south, east, and west to make it easier to determine the constellations in the night sky. Really? I've never had a job where anyone asked me to position rocks exactly north, south, east, and west so that they could determine the constellations in the night sky. I suppose it makes sense. So basically here's what we have. I have a guy that hired us here that has given us work before, so he's a totally awesome guy. I met the guy, he's wonderful. Anyway, we've done previous work for him. So we put this, what used to be a driveway in here years ago, or a couple years back for the guy. And the weeds have just kind of come up in it. And so we're going to get all that trimmed off and whatnot. And what we're going to do here, over in this area, he wants, and I can kind of show you so you guys get an idea of what we're doing. This is kind of the outline of what's up. So basically, the stairwell, which is that right over there, okay, it's kind of laying like this. So we're going to have the fire pit, which is going to be over in this area, and the ring, the rocks around it, and the 4 sitting rocks, exactly north, south, east, and west, right over in there somewhere. Then we're going to frame in an area with these 6x6s, these treated 6x6s, and fill this area up with pea gravel, and that's where he's going to put his tent so that he can sit and look at the stars, if I understand everything correctly. So, that being said, what we attempted to do here, we did a little bit of trimming. We ran out of trimmer line. We had to go back and get our spool of trimmer line. So now, we come back to this spot, and I had to move some things around, so naturally I decided to run this over with a dump truck because apparently it just needed to be. I guess. I don't know. I rarely ever make mistakes. So my only question was, why did we put this in the grass for me to run over? There's a thought. Why doesn't it get put over here? Let me show you guys where I put my tools. Look, follow me, cameraman. Look where my tools are. See where all my stuff is? Here's my rakes. There's my chainsaw. There's my lunchbox. There's the camera bag. There's my strap. Here's my wood. Everything's right here where you could see it very easily. This, however, was just put... Let me show you where this was. Right over here, guys. This is where my trimmer was. So, you can probably see why I would run such a thing over. Because you can't see it. What's the lesson to be learned here? Did George make a mistake? Quite possibly. Did my guy put it in the weeds where it shouldn't have been? Absolutely, 100% positively. Is it over where my other tools are? No, we decided to hide it in the grass. So, that being said, that's my vent. Now we're going to continue to go back to the shop and get another trimmer and come back because I still got to trim this stuff. So, we'll be right back after these important messages. Alright, so now, because we no longer have a trimmer, we are going to just start rotor tilling this up basically with our power rig, our Harley rig. And hopefully that'll till it up and we won't need to have to run and get another trimmer because my guy put it in the bushes, which I ran over. I don't stick.
That would not.
If you didn't put it in the bushes. So, have fun. Let's see what I can get done with this. Okay, now that we have that pretty level, now we're going to come in here. I'll just grab a rake, we'll level this off a little bit, and we'll just start framing in for our tent area under the stars, so to speak. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, that'll work. Let's get framing. So anyway, guys, one thing I want to talk to you about too, I get questions all the time about what do you charge for this, what do you charge for that. So for example, a skid steer like this, here's how you determine in your area what you should be charging. So you call a rental place and you say how much for a track machine. If they tell you it's $500, that's what you're charging. If it's $500 a day, you're charging $500 a day. And then make sure when you're bidding this, you also include 50 bucks a day for fuel, or $100, you know, depending on how far you got to go. You need fuel in your truck. You've got the trailer. I always charge for my truck. I always charge $100 for my Dodge for the day to go out and haul this thing around. I charge $50 a day for fuel for that truck, and this is $500. I'll charge $50 for fuel for this. I'll charge $100 for that fifth wheel trailer. This power rake right here, I charge $250 a day to go out and work with this. So That's the way it is. You have to charge, you guys, for this stuff. You can't just figure that in on labor, because nobody is going to replace this for you. When those teeth are out on this Harley rake, you've got to replace them, and they're carbine teeth. They're very expensive. So, you know, you want to charge accordingly for that. Thank you, cameraman. Anyway, he's always the best. But that's that. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Now I got to get busy and go get some timbers. Okay, that's that. Now, what we're going to do, somewhere in here, we're going to build this 16 feet across by 24 feet long. And we have fasteners, which I'll show you, that we're going to use on here. When we get to the corners, we're going to put these on all the corners with screws and fasten them in place so that they can't move. And then, where we have to butt them up against each other, we have these plates that we're going to use, and we're going to screw these to the sides and put them all together. So, that being said, let's get busy. I believe it's recording. And I believe something on the lens.
I know I saw it, but I didn't want to touch it.
Yeah, because you generally tend to break shit.
Bull in a china shop, buddy. Bull in a china shop.
What-da? Okay, so now we have assembled all our timbers here on the outside. What I'm going to do now, use this backpack sprayer to come in, spray all of this. Even though I tilled all this up, I still want to kill all the weeds, kill all the grass, so we have a good foundation here. We don't have all those weeds growing up in there. So this particular sprayer, pretty slick gadget. What's nice, what I like about these is you can pump them up as you're going. I mean, you can just keep this pressure going all the time with these. They're so much better than those little bitty handheld jobs, you know. So they work pretty slick. Get that stuff out of my way. Jeremiah. Once again. Alright. Then I'm going to spray the inside of this box. As soon as I get this sprayed, we're going to lay our weed control fabric and then start dumping the pea gravel on top of it. So this is the area where he wants to make a tent area. So therefore, I don't want these weeds coming up in here, so I'm going to spray them with Roundup first, get rid of them, and then lay the fabric down, rock on top, nothing's coming through that. So now, after we sprayed all of this, what we're going to do is I'm going to use this weed control fabric, put this down. This is some really thick 30-year weed control fabric. You know, the manufacturer of this tells us that it lasts 30 years. I don't know, I've only been landscaping for 25, so I'm not sure. But I do know this is the thickest stuff I've ever been able to get my hands on as far as for you know, putting in on these beds. So what you want to do, get it tight, keep it as tight to the edges as you can. Roll it out. Come back here on this end, and then just start stapling it in place, which there's a lot of rock here, so I imagine that's going to be fun. Could even bring it up a little on the sides if I wanted. So, boy, that's hard. I'm going to have to get a hammer and start beating them in. But, tack it in place. and then just pull it tight. Always have a straight edge, so one side you always want to pull tight, and that's your starting spot right here. That's so many rock in there, it's hard to get your spike down, but I'll come back with a hammer and do that. When you get to the end, take this, roll it up, get the bloodsuckers off of you, and then go back to your bucket, which is where you should have had thank you, cameraman, for having the scissors. And he slows me down, I swear to God. So, take this, kind of get off it here a little bit, tuck it down in the edge, then cut up about 1 inch from the base, from the very bottom. That way you got enough so when you do start to fill it, you can go all the way to the end and you don't have a crack, because wherever you have a crack, that of course is going to allow the weeds to grow. So we'll pull that tight, run some staples in it, make sure this is tight, like so. And then we can start putting our pea gravel down. Alright, there's that. And just so on and so forth. Just keep overlapping it. When you lay the next one, I'll lay it so it overlaps at about 2 inches. And then just keep on going. Now back up, dump the rock. We'll be done and out of here in no time. Okay, so now we got that done. We got all our fabric in place, which I will show you. Super fast, super perfect, looking awesome. Jeremiah, let her rip. Just wanted to show you that. I don't know why. Tried to get him to put half of it here and the other half on the other side. See how it goes. Alright, good enough. I'll get him to move over that away so we don't have as much shoveling. I still think we might have to go get some more because I think we might be short. And as usual, I can see Jeremiah dug too low in the pile because that's what that sand looking stuff is. Right there. Straighten it out. Perfect. Let me get out of your way there, Jeremiah. Attaboy. You got it in you, buddy. Keep working that.
Never give up.
You got this. Stay after it.
Always.
You need me to fetch you water or something, you let me know. All right?
Young blood, man, young blood.
That's right, stay after it. As I carry this heavy fire ring by myself, because Jeremiah's next to useless, apparently, because he's not helping me. This is probably where I want it. Right there. That looks like a beautiful spot. Now, I'm going to get those rocks, we can put them around that, and then we can go get 4 sitting rocks and position them according to the whole constellation thingy. So yeah. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go look for rocks. Okay. All right, so now that we have all of our sitting stones lined up with the correlations of the universe and all of that kind of stuff, the ring is in place, the rocks around the ring are in place, the tent area is in place, we're good to go. We sprayed everything. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really don't know what it was about other than typical landscaping. So, thanks for watching. As always, leave me your comments down below. And I appreciate you watching our videos, and I appreciate all your comments. Thanks for watching.